Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to another Planet Zoo speculation video. My name is Leaf, and as always, it is so great to have you guys here once again for one of these fun little videos. I always love making these with you guys, just because I love seeing everyone's responses down below. I love seeing people not really fight, but kind of like argue, not even argue, wow. But kind of just like express their own opinions of what a pack should be and what would make it. I don't know, it's just really awesome. And of course, we got to take a little trip under the sea this time around with the Aquarium pack. Now, this one I do not expect Frontier to do right off the bat, I'm just going to say it. But seeing the new mechanics from Jurassic World Evolution, it does give me a little bit of hope concerning, you know, their whole aquatic system that they have going on in there. It's a little bit more modular than we originally thought, but you know what, it's totally fine because, you know, we're getting aquatic animals in there, and hopefully that can translate well over to Planet Zoo. But nonetheless, we're gonna just jump right in here with the standard classic pack. First on my list, I have the beluga whale. Now, the beluga whales are extremely special to me. They are found all across the world in various marine facilities, but specifically in Mystic Aquarium, which is my local aquarium. I'm not even counting New England Aquarium. I love Mystic so much more. It has so much more marine mammals. But anyways, these guys are perfect. They are our signature Arctic animal in here. And I feel like that's really important to get some more Arctic animals, especially for an Arctic aquarium animal, just because think of like all the design possibilities that you could have for like oceanariums and stuff like that. I don't know, I feel like the beluga would be a key player over here. Moving on to warmer waters, we also have the West Indian manatee. Otherwise, we could also supplement that with the Floridian manatee, which is the subspecies of that. But yeah, these guys are beautiful. Also, quickly coming up as some of my favorites, because I did recently see them in Zoo Tampa. I'll show off a picture of it right here, of like the little manatee pool that they have going on over there, but it's so beautiful. And these guys are available for zoos and stuff like that as well. These guys are all rescues over at Zoo Tampa, and I feel like they would have an insane conservational value if Frontier does choose to add them to the game. They're also just relatively derpy looking animals, and I don't know, I feel like Frontier's style on them could really make them like probably my favorite animal in the game. I don't know, I just feel like these guys are really, I don't know, untapped potential, I guess you could say. Moving on, we also have the green sea turtle. Now, the green sea turtle is going to be our signature reptile of the group. It is a aquatic turtle, and it can pretty much be found all across the globe, so it'll fit in with pretty much any kind of, like, you know, continental theme that you're kind of going for. If you want West Indies, you go for that. If you're going for, like, an Indian Ocean kind of theme, you can go for that. Hell, I even think they're found in the Mediterranean. Probably not. Anyways, I feel like these guys would be a very awesome pick for this. And last but not least, we also have the blacktip reef shark. Now, the blacktip reef shark, it is only found in, I want to say, the Pacific Ocean, but I feel like it may also be able to be found in the Caribbean, but do not quote me on that. But these guys are beautiful. As you guys may know, I've made actually all of the mods included here. So yeah, I was able to port all of Aurora designs into the Planet Zoo, but it would be really awesome to have these as official animals. And one of the things that I really want to emphasize is that all 4 of these animals can live in solitary alone, and that's something that I do want to bring up in regards to an aquarium pack, is that we won't really necessarily have the amount of animals that you would hope for an aquarium pack itself. It's kind of like the same situation as birds. Like, if you just get like bluefin tuna, not even bluefin tuna, sorry, like triggerfish, queen angelfish, and stuff like that, that just opens the floodgates. You're gonna need to have like a bunch more stuff in there, more shitles and stuff like that. But for this kind of pack, I feel like having these big name, big ticket animals would probably work out in its favor, just because, you know, you don't need to really put them with anything else. Of course, you can do that with green sea turtles and black tips, but of course, it's kind of optional at that rate. Plus, the way that I see it, this would be a modular system. So you would place down some buildings, maybe draw out some lines and stuff like that. The exhibit would essentially just build itself. From what I can tell about Jurassic World Evolution 2, Believe it or not, I have not watched a single gameplay video, so I could have no idea what I'm talking about. But no, that's just a general idea that I have, and of course we could have an exhibit animal, of course. That would be the clownfish. Now the clownfish, we could do pretty much any. We could do tomato clownfish, we could do like the snowflake clownfish if you want to have a little bit more of an ornamental value. But these guys are beautiful, and they're like your iconic Nemos and stuff, so I feel like they would be a perfect ticket over here for an exhibit animal. Now moving on to scenery. Also kind of mixed in with this is a new gameplay mechanic. So I would like to have an increased focus on environmental education and immersion for guests. Alright, hear me out. I know it sounds a little too much, but I would like to have new mechanics in regards to this. So if an exhibit is surrounded by immersive material, say for instance, you're building a beluga habitat, and you include snowy rocks and ice rocks on the outside of the habitat, the guest will feel immersed and therefore increase education value. Say for instance, you're also doing a giant otter build, okay? Giant otter. That'd be really, really good for this. If you include a lot of plants from the Amazon, including like palm trees, small plants, flowers and stuff, I feel like that would be able to influence the guest education a lot more, and therefore kind of like leave them feeling a little bit more immersed. Because my gameplay style, as you guys can tell from Total Modded Island, I don't really like to build education boards. I don't know why, it just seems like a clunky system, and I feel like guests don't need to be educated, and also the power system too behind that. Like the electricity that is required for education boards, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, you can have education without having power, you know? Plus this game is all about like, you know, having a greater environmental focus. Why not be able to use like recycled materials, quote unquote? I'm just implying that. But being able to use recycled materials in order to build more immersion, being able to build more education. I feel like that would be a really interesting stay point in this pack. And of course, moving on, the scenery itself would be more in line with the aquatic pack as we've seen before. A lot more faux and concrete materials with a greater focus on reefs and marine life. I would love to see more stuff like some fake corals, kelp, sand patches, so much more. Just give me like modular corals, give me like maybe a sea anemone. I feel like that'd be really, really awesome to have. And of course, I don't want to leave you guys high and dry. I want to do something more along the lines of an expansion pack, kind of like Return to Jurassic Park for Jurassic World Evolution. So of course, I would like to stick with my 4 animals in this time around. The beluga, manatee, green sea turtle, and blacktip reef shark. These guys are all like absolutely guaranteed at this point. Not guaranteed, but guaranteed in terms of pack choices. But I would also love to add the bottlenose dolphin. Now, the bottlenose dolphin is probably the most famous kind of dolphin. It can be found pretty much globally, except for like more colder waters and stuff like that. But these guys are beautiful, they're iconic, they're vocal, and they're everything that I love in a cetacean. Except they're not belugas, so you know what? They kind of have a pass over there. But no, I feel like these guys would be really good for like dolphinariums and stuff like that. I mean, look at Shed Aquarium. Look at what's the zoo with the dolphinarium? I forget. Brookfield Zoo. There we go. Look, I mean, these guys are common in both aquariums and zoos, and I feel like that's a very important factor when it comes to this. And of course, we have the reef manta ray, and I feel like these guys could get along great with the blacktip reef shark. I feel like that'd be a really, really interesting dynamic, get some interspecies enrichment over there. And plus, they're just beautiful. They're not the biggest kind of oceanic ray. That title goes to the giant oceanic manta ray, but still the reef ray is absolutely beautiful nonetheless. And I feel like the smaller factor to it really would play to its advantage. Alternatively, I want to include a semi-aquatic animal in here because I forgot to do it in the European pack and the North American pack. And, I don't know, probably the bird pack as well, but the walrus, alright? The Pacific walrus would be a wonderful inclusion to have in here as well. They're very iconic, they're very stoic creatures. Yeah, that's a wonderful way to put it. I don't know, I feel like that'd be really awesome to have. Just like a pinniped. Another pinniped is always great, especially if we get the California sea lion in North America. That'd be absolutely wonderful. But having that, the gray seal, and the walrus all together, That's just a perfect pinniped point right there, so I would love that. Anyways, I want to at least have one more feature in the expansion pack itself. Stingray touch pools. Now these guys would be semi-modular. You would place them down kind of like a facility. You would kind of draw it out a little bit. Of course, I'm no game programmer, but I feel like Frontier would be able to figure that out. But I feel like this would be really cool to include for like guests and stuff like that, because we don't really have too much guest animal interaction. So having these guys would be really cool. And of course you can purchase these guys from the exhibit menu. You can't place them down in the exhibits themselves, but it's kind of going through the same system. They'll kind of just be put inside the pool on a loop. Maybe it's kind of like a track system, kind of like the Microraptors in Prehistoric Kingdom, but still I feel like that'd be really awesome to have. And of course, 2 stingrays, I feel like that'd be perfect for this. You could have one, the other, or have them both. The cow-nose stingray and the Atlantic stingray, both very iconic creatures in their own rights, and both very common in these stingray touch pools. So I feel like that'd be really awesome to have. And of course, we would have the same scenery, sort of like the same focus on faux materials from before, as well as some more features as alluded to with the increased education by proxy of exhibit design and stuff like that. So I feel like that'd be really, really awesome to have. But yeah, guys, that is pretty much all I have. Definitely do let me know your hottest takes or coldest takes if you're going for a little bit more of an Arctic spin on your packs down below. And I cannot wait to see you guys in the next video. Take care and have the most wonderful of wonderful days. Stay dry out there.